I didn't actually want to start a wargaming club. I wanted to build a community, so I wanted to make some friends. I moved to London, and it's about 7 years ago, and it was quite difficult to meet new people. I wasn't having a job at the time, and I also wasn't really going out or going to bars and things and all that kind of thing as much. So I've actually rediscovered my models, and I thought these things are really cool. They kind of brought back memories of nostalgic memories of like playing this as a child, and I just kind of wondered if anyone ever played this anymore. And through a sequence of events, ended up going back to London and realizing people play this game still. And I went to my local pub, I live in Clapham, and so I went to the manager and I said, these rooms are empty up here, I could fill them full of wargamers. And he said, you know what, why not? If you want to do it, go for it, you can have it. And so I set up the first meetup, and just 2 people came, and we played with an old blanket and rolled up newspaper for terrain and all sorts of stuff, and it was really fun, and we just went from there.
With Warhammer, there's so many avenues. You've got the books, you've got the models, you've got competitive play if you want to. You've got video games as well now for it. I enjoy painting the models and the art behind it and the characters and just playing the stuff I like.
So I'm a psychiatrist, and I've tried to kind of recommend painting as it's an art therapy kind of thing for a lot of people. It's a great anxiety breaker, and I used it. I actually mainly got into it as a way of de-stressing after work, because you just got this model and you kind of paint and you've got something to focus on, and it gets better over time, and it's really satisfying.
Wargaming sort of brings people together in more of a safe space where they have a common interest, and it gives you a common time with someone where you might otherwise feel a bit anxious about approaching other people that you don't know. At least you know you've got something you can talk about with them and have in common, and it gives you a strong anchor point to form relationships.
I very much enjoyed the competitive game before I quit. I was very much travelling around playing tournaments, and I had a lot of spare time and got back into sort of the modelling side of things, and I very quickly decided to find a local club, and sort of community managed to get me back into playing tournaments. And so if you're coming here and playing, maybe a couple of people in there practicing for tournaments, but most of them will have sort of got the models they like, they'll have built them, they'll have painted them, they'll have tried to form some sort of army that performs reasonably efficiently, and then they'll come along and play games against people, and they'll learn from what's good or bad.
So the books are like some of the bestsellers now, New York Times bestsellers. So there are people actually just mainly into it for the stories and the stories behind it. And as long as that happens, people will continue playing the game. And I don't see any reason not to.
It's kind of a hobby that I share with my kid now. So I've kind of got him into it because it's something that we can do together. We can sort of build the models and paint them, and I sort of start teaching him some of the kind of more basic side of things.
Yeah, there's a social element you get that you can't really get from, even in video games. You can hit on a microphone and that sort of thing and talk to your friends, but like being with them and then seeing them having a beer, having a drink, you get something to share with other people, I think.
It's much more sociable than playing computer games. I've made a lot of friends out of the last 2 years. Better than going to the pub, and it's better than just sitting and watching telly, because at least you're getting up, carrying models around, coming somewhere like here, socialising people, and it's better than just going into a pub and drinking. You can have a beer, but you probably drink 1 beer rather than 2, because you're too busy playing.
And you learn as well. People really, at the club, people are really welcoming. They teach you. No one's gonna say you haven't painted your army. I might, but you know.
That's why no one plays me.
No one plays me. But you know, they're really welcoming, really nice. So.
I don't see myself stopping, and it's always something you can leave for a while and then pick back up. Maybe in the future, when I've got a lot less time, I'll sort of take breaks, but yeah, I don't see myself stopping anytime soon.
I actually know a couple of guys, I won't name their names, but like they said like coming to the club basically changed their life, because you're in a new city, you don't know anyone, and bam, okay, here's 60 people twice a week that you can go hang out with, and we'll all go for a beer and we'll all have a laugh, and it gives a lot of people time to meet new people and to get to know strangers.
I play war games to meet to meet people, right? So that's kind of why I did it. And so as long as there's a community to build and curate, I'll probably keep playing wargaming. But I do enjoy it, and I think it's going to change. I have a kid on the way. I kind of hope that they'll pick up the game in some way and enjoy it. I say come down to the club and have a beer or a soft drink and see the fun everyone's having.